It's been a long while coming. The title that accompanied the reveal of the Xbox Series X. The title that would show the world what a AA studio could do with the financial backing of a $1 trillion company. A sequel to a title revered by critics for tackling the dark world of mental illness and actually educating the gaming world on the subject matter. Has Ninja Theory delivered on those gargantuan expectations? Is Hellblade 2 the game many of you have been waiting for? One thing is abundantly clear. Hellblade 2 is visually astounding. In fact, I dub this the best looking video game ever made. Whilst beauty is subjective, I defy anyone to dismiss what Ninja Theory have crafted here, because this, to me, is a work of art. Like the title in the thumbnail suggests, I consider this a cinematic masterpiece, and I've chosen those words there for a particular reason. The game really does look like a movie thanks to its anamorphic widescreen. In fact, a significant amount of work went into replicating the look of anamorphic lenses in the game, which goes such a long way in making this game look like it belongs on the big screen thanks to the bokeh, distortion and shallow depth of field. The game just boasts incredibly detailed models. You can see the intricate red veins in the eyes of characters. The facial animations are incredible. The details on the character models hold up to a lot of scrutiny, which the photo mode invites. The abundance of detail in the environments, incredible water effects, and fog, smoke, rain, fire and more. It all just makes Hellblade 2 look absolutely jaw-dropping. The crazy part is you can activate photo mode at almost any time during cutscenes. In some parts I was convinced I was not watching gameplay, but real life footage interspersed within the proceedings, only to be shocked that I could go into photo mode and change things around like light sources. I am simply delighted that we have finally attained this level of graphical fidelity in video games. And remember, this was delivered by a AA studio. Imagine what the power of Unreal Engine 5 will enable so many to deliver in the future. Audio. You have to play this game with headphones on. The binaural soundscape is an absolute wonder and one of the best implementations of sound design in a game. I'm glad I finally got the chance to put my Odyssey Maxwells through their paces so that I can really experience the incredible audio. You will drown in the magnificent sound design, from excellent voice acting, the powerful soundtrack, the trademark whispers of multiple personalities that inhabit Senua's mind, the visceral sounds of combat, and the sounds of the environments. It all just comes together to create something formidable as far as audio design is concerned. Senua's story is incredibly well told for the most part. The general theme remains the same. Senua is confronting her demons, but this time, instead of her struggle being a solitary affair, her challenge requires her to form allegiances with other characters. Senua struggles to trust herself, let alone others, but she's driven forward by the sheer determination to overcome darkness. I generally enjoyed the story, but I felt the ending was very abrupt and could definitely have done with a greater set piece to lead to the final crescendo. I was quite surprised at being met with the end credits, despite being aware that this is a short game. And this is a very short game, and I think a lot of people will take issue with that. Despite its cinematic flair, Hellblade 2 still needs to deliver on gameplay, because this is a video game after all. And here is where I believe Hellblade 2 fundamentally suffers. The puzzles in the first game were very divisive, and to my surprise, they make a return in almost the exact same fashion. Piecing together images is simply just not good gameplay design, irrespective of whatever contextual link it has to the narrative. To have this return again to me is bewildering, and its execution here warrants criticism. Gamers tend to mock what they call walking sims, and here I believe there is a justifiable reason to question how much meaningful gameplay exists in that regard. But it's the combat that saves gameplay from failing. The combat feels brutal despite its simplistic nature. The sheer abundance of incredible animations makes combat an absolute joy to experience. Combat encounters are limited to one-on-one affairs, but these are so engrossing and satisfying despite only having a limited set of commands available to you. Parry, dodge, light attack, heavy attack. That's it. But look at this. Just look how incredible this looks, and it feels even better. And I wish there was more of it. So, has Hellblade 2 discharged the burdens placed on it? A lot of it down to its Xbox association and the latter platform's failure to deliver in many areas. To me, Hellblade 2 is a success in that Ninja Theory have delivered a cinematic masterpiece that leverages the power of best-in-class visuals, sounds and animations to tell a hard-hitting story. In many ways, I feel Hellblade 2 needed to release with the launch of the Xbox Series X to operate as a showcase for what that console is actually capable of. However, Ninja Theory seriously needs to reassess gameplay design. Whilst it really did an exceptional job in selling the spectacle in the combat, the other parts of the game, where you spend the majority of your time, forsake real gameplay design, which I believe will make Hellblade 2 a very divisive title. To me, I really enjoyed my time with Hellblade 2. The splendor of its visuals, the great story told in a beautifully crafted world by Ninja Theory. However, I think the visual fidelity along with the audio and the story do most of the heavy lifting, and this is why I call this a cinematic masterpiece. Cinema is one thing, but gameplay is another, and this is where Hellblade 2 falters with the exception of its combat. Ultimately though, I think Xbox and Ninja Theory should be proud of what they have done, because they've pushed the needle forward in some areas. Hellblade 2 left its mark on me, but I wonder if it will do the same for you.